Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Chit Chat with Char, where our mission is to connect, collaborate, and cultivate. Today, I'm so excited to be speaking with Miss Sharika Abdur-Rahman. She is a notary, a notary signing agent. She also is the owner of a swing business where she teaches swing dancing, which I can't wait to get into that. And she's just a pillar in her community. So join me in welcoming Miss Sharika.
Hey, how
Hey,
are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am freaking fabulous. Thank you.
Good. Hey, say your name for me, your last name, because I feel like I was kind of stumbling on that a
You know
little.
what? A lot of people do it. It's Abdur-Rahman. It's like a silent F
Okay.
in yourself. But you
Um,
did good.
okay. I practiced a little bit, but I still stumble. So tell us about what you have going on. We met at a networking event a few months ago, and
Mhm.
we talked a little bit about your swing classes, and
Yes.
I really wanted to take an opportunity just to, put you under the spotlight because it sounds like you're doing some amazing things. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So for starters, I just want to say currently, and just FYI, and I think I mentioned it before. So my swing dancing, it's myself and my partner, my boyfriend. We've been doing this for over almost ooh, 13 years, maybe.
Wow.
So we're not currently teaching. We have been doing private lessons, but we stopped all of that when COVID hit.
Yeah.
So what we have, we stopped teaching a couple of years ago, actually, and we started doing just private lessons. But when COVID hit, we stopped the private lessons and we have not started that back. But what we are known for is being hosts for dance events. So that is something that we actually specialize in, and we stopped that as well for a couple of years, and we're getting ready to start it back come 2022.
Yay! That's awesome. So I've seen some of your videos where you're swinging out,
Oh,
and
girl.
that is a real talent. I mean, if you don't have rhythm, I mean,
You
for
know, I like to
me,
look at it as exercise too. It's exercise as well. I mean,
it
it's no different.
is.
It's
It
no
is. And I mean, you just look so graceful doing it. So it's like, oh my God, I wish I could dance like that. I just don't have the moves. I
you
can,
can. Yes, you
Charmaine,
can.
you said I was all excited and wanting to do it too till you mentioned rhythm, and then I just realized I might as well forget it and
Oh,
just watch.
but you can do it. You can do it. Our dance is it's literally we say it's a 6 count dance, and if you could get those 6 counts, man, you'll be dancing with the stars.
so it's so when you say six count, because that's kind of like salsa, right? Because salsa is a six count too, right?
Now I don't know about that dance. It's cute. I love it, but I've never learned it, so I don't know their count. But with ours, it's we have what we in different teachers teach different styles and different counts. But so what we're used to is a 6 count. So
Okay.
it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. That's like the basic step. And we like to tell our students if you can learn that basic step, that 6 count step, you got it. You got
Wow.
it.
You make it sound so easy.
It is. You should try it. You should really try it.
I want to try it. My husband and I, we tried salsa. We did salsa lessons for like 4 lessons. And
Hmm.
I mean, I really enjoyed it, but it was just I don't know why we got out of it, honestly, because I really enjoyed it, but it was just I guess it was more like, okay, do I go to work or do I go to salsa dancing?
Oh
But
my
I
God.
enjoyed it. It was the same kind of count. It was and I think it was an 8 count for salsa. But
Okay.
either way,
I love that dance. It's really sexy to me, that salsa. So I gotta try it out. I gotta try it.
yeah. So what made you decide to get in dancing?
Ooh, well, I'll say this. I've always been just a dancer all my life since I was a little girl. I just love to dance.
Hmm.
Um, and I would have to say about what made me get into swing out was about mm, 13 years ago. I actually, honestly, I was kind of in the process of going through a divorce. And my best friend, Philip Hobbs, he was like, I think you ought to try, you love to dance, you ought to try this class that I go to. And I was like, what is it? He was like, it's called swing dancing. And I was like, man, nobody's about to throw me over their shoulders and spin me around and swing me in the air. And because I thought about like the roaring 20s with all of that
Hmm.
stuff. He
Hmm.
was like, no, it's not like that, but I think you'll like it. I was like, I don't know, but I'll try it out. Girl, I went the first day and fell in love with it, and I've been doing it ever since.
Oh,
So,
wow. And so have you traveled outside of Texas with the swing dancing?
oh yeah, yeah, we do that. We like to support each other. Like we know a lot of people like all across like Oklahoma, Killeen, Houston, Shreveport. So we all like to, in the dance community, we like to support one another.
Yeah.
So every city has like different events, which is like Dallas, here, that's what Chris and I, my boyfriend and I, when we host our events, people from other cities and states, they come to it. So we try to support one another. So we travel all around, just going to everybody's event.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
I like it. So the next time you have an event, let me know because I do want to check it out.
I will let you know.
So tell me about, so you're a notary signing agent. Tell me a little bit about that business.
So it's interesting because I would have never in my life thought this is something I would do, something I would be interested in. And what happened was, so this is interesting. My boyfriend, he sold his home. He was in his home for like almost 20 something years. So he was selling his home, and we didn't realize that when it's time for closing, that the notary, actually the loan signing agent, they come to your home, to close the house.
Hmm.
So we had the appointment. They came to the house, and ironically, the agent was one of our dance students.
Oh, wow.
So it was weird. We were like, "What in the world are you doing here?" He was like, "I'm coming to close Chris's house," and I was like, "Oh my freaking god!" So we started talking, and I was like, "How long have you been doing this?" So he started telling me, and I was watching him as he was going through all those 50 million pages, as you know.
Hmm.
And I was like, and then he started telling me about the money and, how lucrative it can be. And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, so you're telling me all I have to do is just go to their home or to wherever, they want me to meet them, have them sign the papers, I notarize it, I make XYZ amount, and that's it. He was like, that's it. And you
That's
can do
it.
those like 5 a day, 10 a day, or, sky's the limit. I said, yeah, okay, I'm going to check this out. So I started doing a little research, and I was like, yeah, where do I sign up? I'm doing this.
That's
So,
awesome. And so tell us about the criteria for that. So if there's anybody that wanted to get into that, because one of the things that we deal with or we think about is our children who are coming out of high school and for whatever reason it's glamorized to be a doctor, a lawyer, police officer, but there are other careers like real estate,
hmm
notary signing agents where it's really
hmm
lucrative. Tell us about the criteria for that.
so pretty much what I basically did was I went through a lot of, well, my friends that are in the business, they advised me to go through NNA,
Yep.
which is National Notary Association.
Hmm.
And I did that and learned a lot. So, you don't have to do that. They do charge, fees. And from what I understand, if you go through the state of Texas, it's, of course, it's not as much because you're just going to get your commission, your stamp, and
Right.
they charge like one fee. But when you're going through NNA, they have so much, that they offer you, the training classes, different modules, just all of the things that you're going to need to get you prepared for, doing this business.
Right.
So if I could, my recommendation personally, I would go straight to NNA because they did everything, in my opinion, to get me set up for, my journey with
Got
this
it. Now,
career.
do they require a background screening and
Yes. So, and all of that is included in that fee. So when
okay.
they have like different tiers or different levels,
Mm-hmm.
and it's up to you if you want the one that it covers, like, because you have to be bonded, you have to have your insurance, and the background screening, and just a couple of other things. They include like your journal that you're going to need, your book, and it's just up to you which tier that you
Mm-hmm.
want. So, but I just said, you know what? I'm just that type of person that I just rather spend my money, get the top one, so I don't have to worry about, getting things here and there and here and there. You just get it out the way, and they'll take care of it.
That's awesome. Now, is there any other requirements as far as college or anything? Can you just sign up? Is there an age requirement?
You know what? And that's the amazing thing is no, you don't have to. The only thing I opened up my business, which is Texas Finest Mobile Notary Signing Services.
All
So
right.
I opened that officially June 1 of this year. And I had a couple of mentors that truly helped me, Capri being one of them.
Yes.
Capri, that's my
Yes,
girl.
we do.
That's
We love her.
Yes, but one thing I would say to do if anyone is interested in becoming a notary public, especially on the loan signing agent side, I would encourage you to do more general notary work first because it really kind of gets you in the hang of, just reading your documents, knowing, what the person needs to sign, understanding what, the different documents mean.
Right.
So, because I've heard horror stories of, people just wanting to do this because they know it's lucrative, right? So they know the amount of money that you can get per signing. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm in it for the money. Okay, I got my commission. Boom, now I got my first assignment. They go out there and they have 200 pieces of paper that
Wow.
they're getting the client to sign. And if you really don't understand, what they specifically have to sign, what they specifically have to date, you know, we all know that can be trouble because that can be future issues for the client,
That's true.
meaning that you may be the reason why they can't close, they can't get their money, or so you really have to be careful and understand the documents. And when I say understand, let me just say this. As a notary, they train us and tell us that it's not our responsibility to explain what that document is because it's on them to know what the document is. So we're not supposed to go in and read, this is their personal information. So it's
Yes.
not for us to read every single line and understand what they're doing. It's just our job to at least understand what that document is and
Mm-hmm.
to know where they're supposed to sign and date.
Got
So
it.
that's why I recommend getting some general practice in with general notary work.
Got it. So, compared to the careers that you've had before and comparing it to your notary business, how would you compare that as far as your timing, your flexibility, the
Mm.
monies? Compare that to a regular 9 to 5, if you will.
Ooh, wow. So this is interesting. And it's interesting because, and I'm still, with corporate America, I still have my corporate 9 to 5 job. But the thing with that is, I'm just going to say this. I feel like I'm truly blessed because my corporate job is very flexible. I
Okay.
work from home, I pretty much work when I want to. I'm an accountant. I've been an accountant almost all my life.
Wow.
That's what I do. Numbers and money. I love
Yeah.
it.
And we need accountants in our life.
Yes, yes, yes. So over a period of years, I've always just had this flexibility with my, corporate America job. So what's funny is with that, I'm flexible. With my notary business, of course, I'm flexible. And then with my CNS events with Chris, with swing dance events, you know, it's flexible. We can make it whenever we want.
Right.
So I have so much going on with my life and, with my career and with, my entrepreneurial, you know, businesses to where it's like, I kind of do as I want, when I want, how I want. And I love it. It's just a blessing. I'm just blessed and happy.
That is a blessing. That is a blessing. And to be able to have all of the flexibility that you have,
Mhm.
along with different businesses, because I think that's what we're experiencing nowadays is that people have more than one thing going on, and it's
Oh,
not
yes.
so much for the money all the time. Sometimes
Right.
you're living out your passion through one of the things that you just call work, but
That's
it's something
right.
that you're truly passionate about.
That's
Um,
absolutely, absolutely.
so I imagine that with all of the businesses you have the opportunity to run into so many different people. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. How much time do you have? So I'll just say this. Charmaine, I'm a people person. I'm bubbly, I'm giggly, I'm goofy, silly. Any adjective you want to use, it's me, if it's a good positive one. And
Clear.
and so I love meeting people. I meet a lot of different people. And I like that because if anybody who knows me, they know Sharika's different. If you ask anybody that know me, what tell me about Sharika? The first thing they're gonna say is, "Oh my God, that girl is throwed off. She crazy. She's silly. She goes, oh, wee, she is something special." But I'm just that way, and I just so with me having this as my one of my characteristic, with that being a character of me, I love meeting people and just I meet no strangers. Now
Yeah.
I will say this. I'm real though. I like to consider myself as a realist. And so what I like to say that I mean by that is I'm not a fake person. So even though I am bubbly, I love talking to people, I love having fun. If your vibe and your energy is not right, I can't do it. I
Yeah.
mean, because I'm a person, I'm all about a person's spirit, a
Hmm.
person's energy. And because my energy is so high, I like to surround myself around high energy people. Now, does that mean that I just shun away people who, is not the same as me? Absolutely not. But if I do sense negativity, then no, I do not want,
Yeah.
around me. Because
And you have to be
it
really careful.
drains you.
Yeah, it does. It drains you, and then you have to protect your peace
That's right.
at all costs. So that's one of my
Absolutely.
mottos is I want to protect my peace and my time
That's right.
at all costs. Those are two things that, once you lose, it's hard to regain.
Oh, yes.
Um, Time, we already know that if we lose it, that
That's
time is
right.
already spent. So we
That's
don't
right.
get that back. And then peace, it's hard to recover peace once it's lost. So
Absolutely.
those are the two things that I protect. I totally agree with you on that. And
Absolutely.
and being real, just hearing you say that, being real means being real to yourself,
To
with
yourself.
yourself, and
Exactly.
understanding that no, I don't want to be in this environment, or no, I don't want this type of energy in my environment.
hmm And I tell people, don't look at that as like some people can maybe kind of look at that as, oh, what? So do you think you're too good or too? No, like you said, I like protecting my peace.
Yeah.
I'm a high energetic person, and if I just see someone over there, what, just their, I like to say a funky attitude, or like you woke up with your fist balled up, ready to fight. I mean, it's like, okay, well, you go over there, with that. I'm not trying to, you about to bring down my high, if you will, my natural high,
Right.
so
Yeah.
that's me.
And then people are going through things, people are really truly hurting. And so that's one thing that we also have to consider too, is because you don't want to dismiss someone if there's something that you can do to help.
Exactly, Charmaine. And this is why I say, now, am I that way with everybody that is just not quote unquote like me? Absolutely not, because you're right. That's when it comes into play, when you know a person. Like if I know someone and generally, they're always jolly, or, somewhat jolly, and then if I see they're off, then no, I'm not going to just push myself away. I'm going to, go to them. Well, hey, you good? Is it something, then you talk to that person, because you're absolutely right, especially with COVID and so much going on there. I have learned that there are more depressed people than I've ever seen before in my life. Depressed, unhappy, just going through a lot. So yeah, we have to be very careful with that, because there's some people that truly are crying out for help, so you just have to keep your eyes open and just, know your surroundings, know what's going on. And, if you can be there for someone, do so. If not, just be aware.
Be aware.
Mm-hmm.
Be aware. I like that.
Be aware.
Because I mean, it's every day I'm hearing of someone who has passed away, or somebody, and one of my agents, their family members. It's a lot.
Oh, we don't want to go down that road. And I say that because, and if I have some of my swing out family following and listening right now, they'll understand what I'm about to say. Our dance community, since COVID hit, our dance community has been hit really hard with deaths.
Really?
It's almost, literally unbearable. 2020, it hit us so hard. It was like someone in our community was leaving. I swear it was like once a week,
Yeah.
or once every couple of weeks. And then here recently, again, we're just losing people that are truly close to us. That's draining,
Yeah.
in itself. So, that's why, Charmaine, I just try, I don't know if you follow my post a lot, but I try to have, high energy posts, a lot of motivational posts. Um, of course, the silly side of me has to come out. So I like to have my little silly posts. I have my serious posts. So I try to mix it up. I'm an equal opportunity poster.
There's something for everybody, right?
Yeah, something for everybody. I get on the women, I get on the men, get on the kids. I just try to keep it equal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just try to, have fun. I look at my page as entertainment.
Yeah.
It's just for entertainment purposes only. I tell people, I am who I am. I am basically who I am. I'm not going to change. I am me. I love me. I'm unapologetically me, and I love it. So I just try to motivate people, make people laugh. I mean, I get tons of, not tons, that's exaggerating. I get a lot of inboxes and text messages. And when I see people out, they'll tell me, oh my gosh, Sharika, you motivate me, you inspire me. Keep your posts coming. You just have no idea what your posts do. And then I'll joke and I'll tell them, oh, well, you need to tell my boyfriend that, because he gets sick of my posts. He's like, oh, you at it again? Yep, that's right. And I'm not going to stop.
That's right. So tell me, so you just mentioned that you are unapologetically you.
Yes.
Has it always been that way for you?
Yes. All my life.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, Charmaine, when I don't know if you can remember this. I'm actually 52. I'm proud of it.
And you look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. But I don't know if you can remember this, but I'm actually from Philadelphia. Well, I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and we moved from Cleveland when I was, I think, 2012,
Okay.
and we moved to the suburbs of Philadelphia, not the city, but the suburbs.
Okay.
And so I remember getting report cards when I was little. They were the report cards where it would say behavior and all of that. You either get a U for unsatisfactory, S for satisfactory. Girl, that thing would have U's all down the line for behavior. Because and then it would have in the comments, she constantly has loud outbursts. Why would they say that? She constantly laughs. I mean, so that's just been me all my life. And I guess if I haven't changed by now, I'm not, and I don't plan on it. I just love being me, girl.
That's awesome.
And
That
I
and I mean
don't
that
apologize for it.
and you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Mhm.
But that's a blessing that you've been able to do that because there are some people that can't. You, I, and Lyndon
Mhm.
just had a conversation about, as far as business is concerned,
Yes.
not really truly being your authentic self because
Mhm.
you're afraid you're going to lose a deal or
Oh, yeah.
you may not impress the right people or whatever. So that is truly a blessing, and to be able to say that that's been your lifestyle all
Yes.
throughout your life, that's a blessing, that
Yes.
a lot of people haven't been able to conquer.
Oh yeah, because I've made a vow to myself, even with my businesses. If I have to alter who Sharika is, if I have to change anything, if I have to, and some people may not agree with this, if I have to, if it's something morally that I don't agree with, whether it's someone's venue, if I know that they're, a certain type of way, I'm not going to, patronize your business. I
Yeah.
mean, if I feel like they can give me, if they say, oh, but Sharika, I have 20 homes that I need closed on, and hey, I give you $200 a pop for each one. But if I know who you are and you are shady, you're shisty, or, if I know something about you that's not kosher, I don't care how much money it is. I'm not going to change my morals, my values. I can't do it. I can't speak for everybody, but Sharika will not be a part of it. I'm not changing how I feel or anything about me for money, for as people say, craps and giggles, but the other word. Um,
I got you. I know
or
what you mean.
whatever. I'm just not doing it. That's just me. I'm staying true to who I am. Business doesn't matter to me. It
And I
doesn't.
think that's why you can be so positive and so free
That's right.
because you have that mindset where a lot of people are in a huge dilemma because some people it depends, like this deal could make or break
That's right.
or make the decision or determine if they're going to pay their mortgage or not.
Right.
So you
Exactly. And let me just say for the record, I mean that. I mean, how do I say this? I mean no disrespect to anyone because I do understand there are people who they have to have their lights on. They depend on the money for, like you said, rent, or if it's gonna make or break, if they're gonna whatever. So I have no disrespect to anyone. I'm personally speaking of Sharika Abdur-Rahman, what I can't do,
right.
but that's just me. I understand everybody else, some people, they have to do what they have to do in order to make a living. So,
Right. So I want to read this that just came in.
okay.
Professional problems are often created by trying to do business with those who do not share our core values. So I think that speaks exactly to what you just said. If you are not kosher or they don't share the same beliefs, then you're not going to do business.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And I think that's where the struggle comes with
Yep.
when you're trying to do business that with people that are not aligned.
Right. And that's why, I do a lot of hashtags on my posts of just being blessed and fortunate. And I can't, and I won't I can't stop thanking God enough. I thank Him on a continuous basis, all day, every day. It doesn't have to be on a Sunday or, with my religion, our as we call it. Well, you'll call it, if you're a Christian, you call it church. We have a mosque. So our day that we worship is Fridays. So I'm not going to just thank God on Friday or, I thank Him all day, every day, because I promise you, when I say I'm truly blessed, I just get excited and can just shout every time I think about it, because again, I do understand everybody is not as fortunate. And some people do, as I like to say, have to make a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
In order to, make ends meet. And again, I knock no one for what they have to do, because hey, I have no stake in the game. I can't tell you what you can or cannot do if you're trying to feed your children or your family or your wife and husband. But for me, I can say that if I had $1 million deal on the table today, and I know it's from Joe Schmo, who ain't about anything, and his principles and his morals are wrong. Oh, honey, you can keep your $1 million. I'm good over here.
Ladies, Char, I got a quick question for both of you, because I love what y'all are talking about. And I just want to go to what Sharika just said. Having that deal with the devil and taking that $1 million, is it worth your professional brand and relationship? Because that
is the key.
That may be the only $1 million you ever get.
Ever.
So let me ask the other question, because just listening to what y'all are talking about and thinking and listening to other shows, when we are trying to connect with, do business with, whatever it may be, someone that is so opposite of our core values, that doesn't mean they're a bad person, right? We're just different, right? We're just different. We're different people. They view and value things differently than I view and value things. It's okay in their world how they run. It's okay in my world how I run. But can you ever, when you're trying to do that, have true and full respect for each other if your core values are not the same?
Me personally, I don't think so.
And that's nothing wrong with that either, right? It doesn't. I'm not saying that in a negative or disparaging
I understand.
way.
It's a question.
It's just like if you don't get somebody, right? If you don't have that vibe, it's hard to find that full respect for that person, because you don't understand them.
You don't.
That's right.
So I'm not saying that we shouldn't sometimes do business with people that we're different from, but I think we need to be aware of what that can present and have some sort of level of where we need to cut it off, right?
Right. And so go ahead, Sharika.
So I was going to say, to expand on that a little, I want to make this clear. So when I say, so to your point, if someone is different, it's okay to be different, because honestly, I feel like we shouldn't want everybody to be like us. You want diversity. So it's fine to be different. So hypothetically, let's just say, let's see. Charmaine, let's say you and I, we were coming to the table and you had this awesome, amazing deal for me. And just say, hey, you're a Cowboys fan. I hate the Cowboys.
What? But in the
watch
show.
Out now. Watch out.
Hey, look at this. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. But let's just say you're a Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan. Okay, we're different, right? Is that going to stop me from doing business with you? Absolutely not. No, because it's okay to be different. Let's take it a step further or notch up. You're a Cowboys fan and you badmouth the Eagles. I mean, just say your language was even vulgar. The Eagles, and man, they could do blip, blip, and you were just very vulgar. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, she has a potty mouth. And me personally, I don't use profanity. So we're different, right? Mm-hmm. So, but every other word is a curse word. Oh, this gosh, she has a potty mouth. But you know what? We're about to do this business. So the point I'm making is we're different. We have different views. I am not very fond of people who have potty mouths, just constantly every other word. But I'm not going to let that stop our business deal. This is business.
Right.
But what I mean when I say when I won't do business with you is if you are just hypothetically, I'll just say if I find out you're a rapist, you're a
Right.
murderer, you're
Yeah.
just a, you don't have problem with raping women, or that's what I mean when I say you are just foul.
Right.
You're not. No, I don't care if you say, but okay, yeah, I did my time. Yeah, I raped a couple of women here and there. Yeah, whatever. But hey, I got this $1 million deal. No, I'm not going to do it.
So I think, like,
That's what I mean.
and I think everything that you said, Sharika, is right on point. Lyndon, I think that's a great question.
Mhm.
I think the key word is core values.
It
And
is.
when we talk about core, that means the core of who you are, the values that you hold, has nothing to do with the exterior differences.
Right.
So let me ask this: when you and I think for so many people, I think a lot, and doing what I've been doing for the last 20 years, there's a lot of professionals out there that don't really know what their core values are. They don't really know what that is, and they don't know how. I think sometimes we separate our personal lives from our professional lives, and we try to be two separate people, and
Right.
we can't. We can't be two separate people. They have to be intertwined.
That's right.
But core values to me are something you will not compromise on, right?
That's right.
Just like what
Right.
Sharika said, I can be a Cowboys fan. She can be an Eagles fan. I can
Right.
compromise on. I'm never going to be an Eagles fan, and you're never going to be a Cowboys fan. But we can compromise. I can accept the fact that you are, and I could sit down and watch a ball game with you and
Yep.
watch you cheer them on if they're winning. They probably
Right.
won't, but if they did, I would watch you. But when it comes to those things that you just cannot compromise on, that's
Right.
when you start defining your core values. That's what's
Right.
truly important to
Exactly.
you.
Right. And I
Exactly,
think
Lyndon.
that you hit the nail on the head, Lyndon, when you said that people don't know what
Yep.
their core values are, because just think of it like, and the best example that I can use is as a real estate agent just starting your business. You're hungry, you're desperate for the next deal.
Yep.
And so if your core values haven't already been defined before you start
There
a
you
new
go.
venture or a new business, then it's going to be easy for you to
Yep.
sway with whatever wind blows,
Yep.
because you haven't established within yourself who you are, what you stand for, and what integrity means for you.
That's the key word, integrity. You
Hmm.
got it. And
Yeah,
some people are just, they overlook integrity and they're looking at the money.
right,
And
right,
that's just something I cannot compromise. I cannot. That
right.
that just in the bottom of my gut, I cannot do it.
And it's a blessing, like I said, that you have been there. And I think that's inspiring for, our listeners or anybody that would listen into this to understand, well, how did you get there? How did you get to this point to where you're so carefree and you can stand on what you believe and on your core values to say that, you know what, I'm not going to compromise in this area.
You know, I'm glad you asked that. So I'm going to say this. Um, yes, I'm blessed. God has truly, truly blessed me. But where I am today, I have not always been here. I was just like, the next, I remember my first marriage. I was married to my first husband for 20 years.
Hmm.
And I got married at 17. And we stayed married for 20 years. And I remember, man, that working paycheck to paycheck, eating beans and rice every day,
Right.
struggling,
Hmm.
having to get my parents co-sign for my first car. I mean, I remember those days, man, just one day not having rice, just eating beans every day because we didn't have money. And, so I remember those days. And as
Right.
I got older, I started telling myself, I don't want to be here all my life. I want to be successful. I want to be somebody that can inspire others. That
Right.
was always my dream and my goal. And I used to try to instill in my children, learning how to save and, because I didn't want them to be in a place where, their dad and I where we're like struggling.
Yeah.
So, having God in your life
Yes.
is just the number one answer.
Yep.
Is God there when you need him all the time? Absolutely not. Is he there when you want him all the time? Absolutely not. So I had to train my mind to say and remember the scripture, the verse of God puts no burden on no one greater than they can bear. So
Mhm.
I try to remember that and I tell myself, well, he's putting me through it. So that means I obviously can bear it. So push through it.
Yeah.
And, I've had some bad experiences over the last few years. Um, that has, I feel, has truly made me be the person that I am. They were not good things that happened, but I feel like sometimes that saying when it says sometimes you gotta go through bad to
Mhm.
appreciate, where you are, you gotta go through the bad to get to the good.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you go through something so horrible, you don't have a choice, in my opinion. You don't have a choice but to try to fight your way to the top, become stronger than you've ever been before, and never ever get caught up or be put in a situation like you were. So that helps you fight. So I fought year after year after year, became stronger and stronger and stronger. And I feel like by doing that and putting all my trust and my faith in God, I number one feel like without you have to put in work. You can't just go off of faith. Some people are different, but my personal feeling is I don't want to just settle for, oh, just have faith. Just have faith.
No.
No, I can have faith, but I gotta put in some work with that faith. I can't
Exactly.
just expect to just sit up on my butt and just say, oh, well, God got it. God got me. I'm just going to have faith and think God going to knock on the door. Okay, here you go. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, give it here. No, you got to work,
You
auntie.
have to
You
work.
have to work. So I just made myself stronger going through all the pain that I've gone through over the last few years. And I told myself, I'm never going to be put in that situation again. And I'm going to do whatever I can to keep climbing to the top. If that means deals fall through, oh well. God's just telling me it wasn't meant to be. Just keep pushing.
That's
And
right.
I kept pushing and I kept pushing until now I'm in, which I felt it was God. God put me in these three positions with my 9 to 5, which is technically not really a 9 to 5. I work when I want to work and get paid great money to
Yeah.
work when I want.
Yeah.
The CNS dance event, we're about to start that back up. We had did that for like 5 years running. We had people coming from all over just to come to our dance event, selling out 400 tickets,
Wow.
just to come, to our event. So that blossomed, and we're about to start that back 2022. The notary business, man, that thing is just really, oh my God, it's freaking amazing. It's amazing. And so that's why I tell myself, man, it's nothing and nobody but God. So
Yeah.
to answer your question, girl, I had to get to a point to where I told myself, if I lose money, oh well. If I gain money, all the better. And like I said, because of how blessed I am, I'm able to push away, deals that don't sit right with me.
Right. And I
So
think when you can get to a point to where you're not chasing money,
right.
that's when the real business starts to come alive. That's when the real relationships
Yes.
start to come alive, because you're not chasing money. It's you can be who you are
Yep.
authentically because you're not looking for the next dollar,
There
looking
you
for
go.
the
Because
next
it's a
deal.
difference. It's a
There's a huge
difference.
difference.
It's a
And you
major.
can be okay if you have to say no.
There
That
you
no,
go.
I don't want to, be a part of this deal. Or if you have to walk away from certain things
There you
and
go.
certain people.
And that's why I say I do not and I cannot knock anybody if they have to, as I like to call it, accept a deal with the devil.
Right.
Because hey, you got to do what you have to do in order for your household to be up to par to where it should be as far as having a roof over your head.
Right.
So
So you said that you don't knock anybody for having to accept a deal from the devil. And hearing what you said a lot of key things, and I can feel and hear your passion. What would be your advice to your baby sister who may be on the verge of accepting a deal from the devil, or anybody for that matter?
this is tough, and I know some of them are probably watching. I've had conversations with some close friends of mine who actually is in this situation,
Okay.
which I'm not going to mention. They know who they are, but
Yeah.
my advice would be to, again, the first thing I always say is you have to do what you have to do. You have to do what's best for you. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, will you be able to sleep at night comfortably? If you can sleep at night comfortably without tossing and turning, worrying about or saying to yourself, hey man, I really didn't want to do that, but if you're okay, I have no choice because I'm friends with you or my sister, sibling, whoever. I have no choice but to be okay. My favorite motto is you like it, I love it. I know that's kind of a weird saying because at the end of the day, there are some things you like that I really don't love, but I like to just use that to pretty much just tell them, hey, I'm here for you,
Right.
regardless. I don't like your decision, but at the end of the day, I love you. So I'm here for you. But my advice would be seriously, especially if you don't need the money and you're worried about your integrity, who you are, your values, your morals, absolutely do not do it. Do not do it. But if you're in a crunch, in a situation to where you feel like, nah, I gotta do it, I need this for XYZ,
Right.
then make sure when you make that decision, own it, know what you're getting into, and hopefully don't have no regrets about it. Because if you have regrets or doubts, then my suggestion would be don't do it because that's
Right.
going to stick with you.
And you'll end up seeing it again some kind of way. It'll come back.
Exactly. It's going to come back. It's going to
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
So my advice would be don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Don't do
Just
it.
don't
Hey,
do it.
do you
Yeah.
really need it that bad? Ask yourself. Because there are situations where some people, you don't need it. You just want it.
Want it. Yeah.
So I'm
That's
going to
true
leave it
too.
at that and ask yourself, was it worth it? It
Yeah.
was.
Yes. That's good stuff, Sharika girl. You laid it down for us today.
Yeah.
So I always like to ask something a little personal,
Sure.
to kind of go a little deeper. So
Okay.
I want to know from you, what would be the advice that you would give your 16-year-old self?
Oh boy, my 16-year-old self. I was a year away from being a wife. Um,
Don't do it.
you know what? Actually, no, 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 no. I loved being married. That truly changed my life for the better. But advice for my 16-year-old self. You know what I would say? Because I still struggle with it today. So I would tell myself, learn to sometimes shut your mouth and listen,
Okay.
because that is what got me in trouble for years and years and years, even to the current. I'm doing a whole lot better because if you haven't noticed, I love to talk. So, but I'm doing a whole lot better than I used to. But over the years, it used to be a struggle for me. So
Yeah.
if I could go back and tell my 16-year-old self, I would say learn to just be quiet
Yes.
and listen. I
Mhm.
used to listen to speak. I didn't listen to hear, if that makes sense.
Yes. Makes all the sense in the world.
So if I could go back, I would tell myself that, because that would have helped me out years and years ago with a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for just joining us today. I appreciate all of your insight and having the opportunity to get to know you a little better. And I mean, I know when we met, I loved you when we met, and getting to peel back the layers and understand a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
I love you even more. I love what you stand for. And
Yeah.
I'm excited about everything that God has for you. And I wish you all the best, wish you well. Is there anything that you would like to share with us before we wrap up?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. I was truly excited when you reached out to me. So thank you so much.
You're
And I just
welcome.
love the fact of what you're doing, with small businesses, and just letting people get to know the person and not just the brand. So
Right.
I appreciate that. And if anybody knows me, they know that the person I am, it resides in all of my brands, because again, I'm unapologetically me. I am me with my 9 to 5, with my, notary business, and with my dance business. What you see is what you get with me. There's no guessing.
That's
So I
awesome.
just want everybody to just know that, hey, CNS Events 2022, we are coming back stronger than ever. Um, and we're just excited for it. Again, if you need a notary, just call on your girl, sign in with the finest. I got you. And just thank you so much, Charmaine, for everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this has been our show for today. I would like to thank The Difference for everything that they do for us to keep us online and keep me in check. I love the fact that I can just jump on and I know that Lyndon has everything already taken care of. So that just makes it so much easier to be able to do something like this with
Mhm.
all the other things that I have going on in my life. So I'm able to still give my contribution to our community and to small businesses through this effort. But Lyndon and The Difference makes it easier for me to do that. So just always want to show gratitude and thankfulness to The Difference for the opportunity. And this has been Chit Chat with Char. You can find us on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, uh, Facebook, Instagram, just Chit Chat with Char, or hashtag The Difference, and you'll find where we are. We are always looking to connect, collaborate, and cultivate new and meaningful relationships. So if you know of anybody that is interested on being a part of our community, please let them know that they can contact either myself or Lyndon. Sharika, it has been a pleasure to speak with you on today. I
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for your transparency and your honesty. And
Thank you.
I hope that this will give you an opportunity to get your business out there and get it out there on more platforms.
Yes, thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this has been the Chit Chat with Char hosted by The Difference. Thank you.